Okay. Oh. Alright. Yeah. This is a slightly different sort of mini-series of mininess where I try some of the different Mega Evolutions and give my thoughts on them and say whether I think they're better than their regular, forms. Is would they be better with, as the regular Pokemon with an item, or do they actually exceed their original form? I've already used quite a few, but, I figure I'd actually make proper teams around them and see how we go. I actually did quite like this team. The team, as you can see, just by the blurry, horrible quality, is, you got the Mega Aerodactyl, a Defog Poison Heal Gliscor, which I'm astounded works, actually, because I don't quite know how that works out. I think you can actually get Defog as an egg move on Gliscor in 5th gen. I don't know. It's a bit confusing, but it allows it, so there you go. A specially defensive Taunt, Bounce, Flamethrower, Toxic Gyarados, a Boggo Heatran with Wisp instead of Toxic, and no Protect, Scarfed Landorus, and Specs Lantern. I have to say, biggest surprise of the entire team, Specs Lantern. Specs Lantern was fucking brilliant. It was a workhorse, that thing. Anyway, the first set I tried Mega Aerodactyl with was my old sort of standard Aero mix set, although I juggled the EVs around a bit more. Still max special attack for them Fire Blasts, because hell yeah, I want to blow the crap out of Skarms and Pharaohs. But I think it's about 100 EVs of attack investment, and then just dump the rest in speed. Wasn't that good for me, to be honest. That said, the original mixed Aero had its own problems. But this first battle, we see Mega Kangaskhan doing what it usually does, whooping my butt. I go into Landorus, and I figured he would switch, seeing that, I used Earth Power, or I used Super Power last time. But apparently that wasn't enough of a deterrent for him, so he returns and kills my Landorus. He's going to go into Zam now. I'm kind of worried a little bit. I do have my specially defensive Gyarados, which I do go into, and his Psychic just barely missing out on a KO from from the HP I'm at. So I Flamethrower, break the presumed sash, and I go for a bounce, and, I'm going to bounce, and he is going to leg it and go to Greninja. Fortunately, I pay some power hacks on the bastard, and then I can bounce again. So, yeah! It's all gone quite well, although you will notice I don't think I've actually used Mega Aero once, and that's kind of one of my main problems so far. Yeah, it's got, its attack is much, much better, and it's got the, what the hell is its ability? Hang on a minute, I'm actually looking at Barbaricle's place. Yeah, Tough Claws. It's got that, so things like Dragon Claw and Fire Fang is a much more viable move because of Tough Claws. Because, moves that make direct contact do a lot more damage, so Fire Fang actually goes to being quite a usable, move. But it is still really glass cannony. I never want to switch it into anything. I mean, that's one of the great things about Landorus Therian. It's a really bulky motherfucker. You're happy switching it into things and then hitting back. But again, the couple of extra base defense, special defense just hasn't helped it much. Unfortunately, Mega Lantern lets me down a bit there, and it misses a Hydro Pump on the Sizzle. If it had hit that, I would have won. But there you go. Shit happens. What are you gonna do? And then I miss a Rock Slide. Yeah. Thanks for hitting there. Anyway, easily out with Smeagol. Well, this next battle, I do go straight for a U-turn, and Heatran's kind of the weak link in this team. And the only reason Heatran is there is because 4 of my guys get kind of bullied by ice, so I figured, hey, let's have Heatran and Lantern just to sort of pack it up a bit. He's going to go for a Sticky Web, but, as he does, because I'm assuming he's wanting some setup for the Excadrill he's got there, because I believe it's an Air Balloon set, which is cool. But he's also got a Malamar, and fuck, I hate this thing. Oh, God. I go for a defog, completely forgetting the fact that it has contrary, and then it goes superpower, and then I'm like, oh balls. I go for a toxic and I miss. It's slowly going downhill. He's +2 now. I'm not guaranteed to hit, but I do land the toxic here, and it like I say, it just goes to hell completely. I'm still not playing it especially well, as I'm sure you can see. It's not great. It isn't great viewing. I roost here for some bizarre reason, and his superpower does even more damage than he would have done. I should have just been mashing Earthquake just so that Toxic could kill him slightly faster. But I didn't, because I'm a pleb. I do go Earthquake there, though, and it misses because of the defog, and I'm just like, God fucking damn it. One thing that I really should have done, like, as soon as I saw Malamar, because, I keep sort of, because it has superpower, I keep thinking that it's fucking, like, psychic fighting, whereas it's dark psychic. So the first thing, I should, like, even here, right now, it would have been the best bet to just go into Landorus and U-turn. The only reason I didn't want to go into Landorus or Gyarados for that entire Gliscor segment was that I didn't want it to get more attack with the superpower. But there you go, I fuck up, I missed the Earthquake again. Malamar would have died to Toxic had I hit that. But there you go, that was a thing. I was also incredibly surprised that it outsped Gyarados. I know I haven't got much, I don't think I have, well, I think I've got like 24 EVs of speed in my Gyarados. So, I just remember, I thought Malamar was very slow. So, there's a lot I don't know about Malamar, and that's worrying. Anyway, I Mega Evolve with Aerodactyl, and I go for an Earthquake. It does a pretty hefty amount of damage to the Mega Tyranitar. However, because I'm running mixed, he outspeeds me after 1DD, because Tyranitar's got a bit more base speed, which helps it out a hell of a lot. Not against Landorus, though, because Landorus is still slightly quicker, so I, bring it in EQ and it dies. He then goes into Excadrill, I outsped that. Surprisingly, I'm not entirely sure what the base speeds are with that, and I'm fairly certain that, well, if he had Sand Rush, then I would have thought he would outspeed. But, I don't know, maybe he's running Sand Power, whatever the fuck the other thing is. Sand Force? Sand Force sounds more like. Anyway, I go into Lantern, and I'm just going to start firing off Hydro Pumps. And look at that, Specs Lantern is just a boss. It's amazing. I love this thing. It's, like I say, just the biggest surprise of the entire team. Because I just kind of had it there, because it can take ice moves, it can take water, just any water moves and, Volt Switch out, and I just thought, fuck it, it will just be like a little Volt turn combo with Landorus, but it just works mysteriously well. It's a very odd thing. Anyway, thankfully he doesn't get a crit there with the Eye Slash, and Landorus can take it out. There. So yeah, so far, Aero hasn't been doing well. This battle, I just think, fuck it, Sword Fire Blast, max attack, max speed, with Fire Fang, and it does work a lot better. But I lead out with Lantern because it just looked like a good thing to start off with, and he leads out with Machamp. And yeah, sod this Machamp. It's annoying. Don't like it. It needs to go away. Anyway, I'm doing a bit of switchy shenanigans just to, drop its attack so that I can try and force it out a bit. Because nothing really wants to deal with it. It's a bit of a pain in the arse. So, he's going to switch out, go into Dragonite, I U-turn out and think, okay, this is a good time to, really test Aero. Let's Mega Evolve, Rock Slide, and see how we do. And it, one-shots it, but I don't know, I'm still sort of hard-pressed to think about would the regular Aero one-shot it? I don't know. It depends what kind of Dragonite it is, really. I don't know. I'm kind of divided on it because I'm pretty certain that a banded Aerodactyl would probably do a little bit better than that Aero for damage. The main thing that Aero has as an advantage is that it does have a lot higher base attack, so that it can do a lot of damage without the band regardless, and it has Tough Claws. So Dragon Claw and Fire Fang are fairly viable moves. But I don't know, it's still really glass cannon-y. It can actually take one hit. So I'm still not entirely sure on it myself. What I would say is it's slightly better than regular Aerodactyl. Just, like, by a smidge. But there's no real appreciable difference to it in my mind, and, you know, most arrows are taunt stealth rocker sets, and you probably want focus sash more than you want to mega evolve if you're just gonna. I mean, again, you know, for a taunt stealth rock set, you don't want to waste your one mega evolution on, you know, just a Pokemon that's gonna come in, set up stealth rocks, and then die. But, you know, for things like this, you know, this Charizard, or Mega Charizard Y, I did leave Lantern in because he was either going to go to Y and Solar Beam me, or go to X and EQ me, so I figured I'd stay in and see what he was about. Things like that. Aerodactyl's speed is so, you know, I think it's got like 400 speed maximum, which is respectable. So, you know, it's good for things like that. It will outspeed 90% of other Mega Evos, which is pretty helpful and, you know, handy-dandy. But it's just so glass cannon. I mean, things like Mega Kangaskhan would fuck it over, because all it needs to do is power up punch, sucker punch, it's done, because it can't take a hit. Mega Mawile would probably do the same thing. I'm not even sure it would kill a Mega Mawile with EQ. It's just, I don't know. Like I say, I really enjoyed that team, but it was kind of just Aero. I never felt confident switching it into anything. I was always, you know, looking to switch Landorus Therian in instead of Aero, because I just knew it would take the hit better and hit back better. It's just a stronger Pokemon in general. And to be fair, I'm fairly certain Landorus Therian's attack is pretty close to Aero's. So I don't know. You can decide. Another thing it doesn't have is U-turn. If it had U-turn, it would be a much better Pokemon. It would be a lot better, but it doesn't. And it also lacks any appreciable flying stab. Unless you feel like running Sky Attack without the Power Herb. Yeah! No! So there you go. That's kind of my opinions on it in a nutshell. It's good, but it's not good. It's slightly better than Aerodactyl, but only for fully offensive sets. If you want to use it as a setup poke, then there's no point wasting your Mega Evolution on it. So there you go. What I was thinking with these videos is, since, you know, this is supposed to be as a sort of, you know, change from the regular battles, I figured I'll do 2 videos with each Mega Evolution, so it should be like a 40 episode series, so it should last a while. But one where I use what I think would be best for the Pokemon, i.e., you know, a full physical attacking Aerodactyl, and the other video will be where I make a cheeky bollocks version of the Pokemon and see, you know, what kind of random shit it can do. Like, what would be really weird but might work. So that's what I'll do. I'll give that a go. Gyarados is going to win it for me, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys for the next vid. Peace.